Yo, what up, Nyakos? It's your buddy Philko here reporting live from your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. Bringing you guys another video about some stuff that's going on in my mind while I have some music going on in the background. I just finished making some new Top Hog videos and I just pulled out the goddamn internet like an ass face. And yeah, let's go and get to this video. This video is going to be about friendship and understanding friendship. I'm not going to mention names during this video, but this is something that I've realized about a certain person for a long time, and I never said anything because there's so many positives to this way this person is. Like, I would say it has like 85% positive shit to it, but 15% negative shit to it. And maybe the negative will start showing itself soon, but it's mostly positive, so I never said anything. But some people out there are the type of people who look at the positives of everything. They typically look at things as a good thing. They're typically always happy. They don't complain. They don't have pride issues. They're just, happy people. They make the best out of every situation, and they make the best out of every friendship. You know what I mean? Which is mostly cool. But I can go over the positives of that all day. Let me go over the positives first so you guys understand this better before I get to the negatives. The positives of that is, it's hard to really make enemies. It's very hard. Even if someone has some issues with you, you're nice to them, you show them you're a cool person, and you end up being friends again. That's the one thing that happens a lot. So someone may have a little issue with you, and you be nice to them and stuff, and you hang out and things, and they're like, oh, I know this guy's a cool guy, and you start being friends again. That's the number one thing about it. Number two thing about it is this type of person will be less likely to complain. A lot of people don't like being around people who complain all the time. Like, this type of person will make any situation with anybody as positive as possible and make it a lot of fucking fun. That's one of the best things about it. They know how to make the best out of any situation. They're very positive. And things of that nature, especially with girls. Girls love being around positive guys, especially here, because it's not too common that you could be around positive guys, especially, let me not just say positive, let me say positive and energetic guys, especially when in public. But the people I'm around were like this all the time, and a lot of girls kind of get a cultural shock. Like, I get a cultural shock to this day when I hang around Russian guys who are positive all the time and energetic. Like my friend, Yadik. He's been on the camera one time. He's a big dude, football player, full beard. Like, if you see him walking down the street, he probably looks like a real asshole. But soon you hang out with this guy, he's like extremely positive, and girls love that about him. It's not too common. He's always smiling. You know what I mean? But now let me get to some negatives about it. Now, the negatives about people like this, who, are always just positive around everybody, even people who may not like them, is that these people typically don't read people very well because they don't need to. They're not too worried about if this person really, really likes them as much as this person likes them or whatever. So person A is the topic. We're talking about person A. So let's say subject person B. Person A isn't really into reading person B that much or at all because person A just wants to show B a good time. Person A just wants to have a good time with B. Person A just wants to have fun. And person B may like having fun with person A too, but what person A doesn't realize is that person B doesn't care about person A as much as person A cares about person B. And that's where the trouble comes. Because maybe there'll be a lady C who enters the picture, and person A wouldn't do anything, not say bad, but person A wouldn't do anything with lady C if it made B uncomfortable, but maybe B wouldn't give a fuck about person A's comfortability when it came to getting with lady C. You feel me? So that's one of the problems with people who are like that. Once in a while you run into issues and you run into things in which you're doing more for people around you than they're willing to do for you because you don't realize who around you doesn't really like you. You don't realize it because you don't pay attention to it because you're just a person who just tries to make everything positive. And that's not a bad thing, but like I said, it has bad sides to it. I give another example. So let's say person A had a friend, person B. But person B did some things to show that person B doesn't really care about person A. And it was obvious. But you know, person A is positive and he's like, whatever, I'll still hang out with person B if I see him, right? So then person A will see person B and hang out with person B sometimes. Even though person B blatantly did something to show that he doesn't like person A. Blatantly. Or has a problem with person A. Blatant. It was blatant. There's no maybe, no, it's obvious. So let's say person B hangs out with a group of girls. A group of girls circle. We'll call them circles. So B hangs out with circles, right? B hangs out with circles when A's not around. And B tells things to people circle, to the circle people, about A when he's not around. And what happens is sometimes person A will run into the circle group or text this circle group and expect this circle group to actually hang out with him when person B, who already made it obvious that he has a problem with person A, is obviously the closest person to the circle group out of A and B. So of course he's going to say negative things to the circle group about person A, but person A doesn't think of that. He doesn't realize that. He doesn't even understand why this circle group is giving him no attention. He keeps trying and, you know, come over here, do this, do that, and they always tell him no and he doesn't see it. You know what I mean? But like I always say, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just, when you're a person like that who never has to read people and you're always positive, it comes with some downsides to it. And I guess the biggest downside is sometimes the people around you who you see as close aren't really close to you. They're not. The easiest way to look at this is, if you want to know if someone is really your friend, think about times they've sacrificed for you. Has any of these people ever sacrificed for you? Ever did things for you when they weren't enjoying themselves? Strip clubs? Have they ever done things for you? Just for you. Things they don't even want to do, but they just did it for you. Just think about it. Have you been to their house? Have they been to yours? What do they do on your birthday? Like, just seriously think about these things. You know what I mean? Do they talk to you on social network? Do they block you? Do they make fun of you when you're not around and you probably heard about it? I mean, all these things add up. Like, it should, if you can't read a person's face, because I can read faces. Like, I just had it, like, you guys know I read faces, I always do. I just had a situation with Andre yesterday. We had this girl over here, Maria. She got to make some YouTube videos with us. She got big titties and she speaks 3 languages very well. And we were hanging out and she wanted to know if she could stay longer, so she calls her parents, whatever. And as soon as she was done with the conversation, I just saw her face and I knew instantly she wasn't staying, just by seeing her face. Then Andre looks at her and goes, hey, so can you stay or not? And I immediately said, no, dude, look at her face. And she was like, no, I have to go home now. And it was just funny to me that he couldn't just see it from her face, but maybe I'm so used to doing it that it's not that common that people could do it as well as I do. You know, and I think even though I don't talk to this dude that much anymore, Ferdinando, one thing about him though is when we hung out, he learned that I knew how to read faces. On way too many situations we've had, I came out right. So when I'm like in public, if anybody wants to not look like a dick, just do what I do. If there's a group of fine girls next to us trying to talk to us, but I'm ignoring them, there's a good reason. Maybe there were dudes sitting on the other side of the fucking room grilling us. Maybe they're just really drunk and possibly underage. Pay attention to me. I usually know when something's not right. Always. Maybe I don't know when girls like me. That's one thing I don't know. I'm not good at that, but I always know when something's not right or something's wrong. I always fucking know. You know what I mean? And some people may be very friendly to other people, but when I see those other people, I'm like, this dude doesn't even realize these people don't even like him. They don't even care about him. He doesn't realize it. But he's busy having fun, and that's what counts. As long as he's happy, as long as he or she's having fun, I don't think it matters that much. That's why I don't really say anything about it with those situations. You know, I don't really say anything about it. But typically, you learn. They'll show clues. They'll show clues, but typically these really positive people, they'll see the clues and ignore it. And that's their choice. They just want to have fun. They probably don't want enemies. They probably just don't want problems and stuff. And that's fine because, like I said, I honestly believe being like that extremely positive guy, there's more positives out of it than negative. But when that negative hits you, because you've been so positive to this person and you expected that positivity back and you see you're not getting it back, it just might hurt your ass. That's why when I don't fuck with a dude no more, I'm not cool with him, I'm just not cool with him, and he goes his way, I'll go my way. I don't talk about him, I'll leave it alone. I don't talk about the situation, I just fucking leave it. They're done, you know, go on with your life, you know. And last thing before I go is you can't really worry too much about with someone who's not really your bro. Well, see, here's another thing. You don't even know who's really your bro in that case. You know, because you can't control what other people do. Even if you have best friends, you can't control what they do. But that's the thing with best friends. You wouldn't have to control them. You wouldn't have to ask them. They just know what not to do and what to do. They know. You don't have to ask them. So if you like a girl and you're dating her, you don't have to ask me, Phil, don't smash her. Because I know not to smash her. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Just look at the situation with Kate Mom. Perfect example. So you should never have to ask. If you have to ask somebody, did you do this or do this with my girl or a girl I like, the girl you know I like, whatever. The simple fact that you have to ask goes to show there's something wrong with your mentality. You fucking up. Because maybe you think this person likes you more than you think. No, that's exactly it. You think this person likes you more than you think. You know what I mean? So that's really it. That's all I really want to say about this is, I mean, of course there's a specific situation. Some text I got earlier and I was like, oh God, here we go. Because I was waiting for that text, but my thing is I never let shit go. I never let shit go. You know what I mean? Now, I don't have any enemies, but when I don't fuck with somebody, I don't fuck with somebody. I leave them alone. I mean, on one hand I can count the amount of people in this whole country that I used to be close to that I don't fuck with no more, and when I see them, they just go their way. It's like maybe 4 in total. You know what I mean? Maybe just 4. So it's rare, but I never let shit go. I don't care how many years go by. It is what it is, dog. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Just that. And when people bring them up to me, oh, what about this guy, I'm like, I got nothing to say. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? That's one thing I like about me. I don't give a shit about things that don't matter or people who don't affect my life. I don't give a fuck. This person slept with that person. I don't give a shit. That has nothing to do with me. I don't have those jealousy or envy feelings. I don't have them. And I think it'd be great if more people adopt that so people could just enjoy their lives without other people hating on them. You know what I mean? And you can't control what adults do, man. And sometimes, honestly, it's not even your business. Unless it's one of your bros. And if you don't know if it's your bro or not, then it's not. And I'm out, people. Later.